Matthew?
One second.
Okay. So we should be live soon. We should be live now. All right, yeah, so we're live. All right, what's up, guys? This is Mark from DSGD. You know who I am. This was a very impromptu live. Matthew will jump on really quickly. So we've had some crazy numbers for Amazon Prime Day, um, and that just gives us an insight about Christmas. But anyway, Matthew, I have to prepare these phones. So you go through, introduce yourself really quickly again because we haven't done lives in a couple of weeks. I'm still going on my YouTube hiatus, guys, just not today. But yeah, go ahead.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're fine.
All right. So, wait, you want me to introduce myself
Yeah,
again? You
just
said?
really quickly, like just in case, because people would come across this
Yeah.
video who would have never seen us before.
Yeah. So my name's Matthew. I've been doing internet marketing for it's going to be about 10 years in a few months. I've been doing e-commerce for about 4 years, and in October, so October 25th, I started a brand new Amazon. Well, I started drop shipping on an Amazon account. It was a brand new store. Well, I set the account up in March of 2018. So it was not brand new in the sense of when I set it up, but it was brand new in the sense that I never sold anything on it, never listed anything on it. Literally, it started with it from scratch. And let me just close this door because my dog is barking. And yeah, as of yesterday, I just hit $1 million in sales in my store. And on the live, it seems like it's coming out super blurry with my video.
Is it?
But
Let me see.
yeah, like on the Hangout, I could see it clearly, but on the live, it's super blurry. But
Yeah.
anyway, what I'll do is I'll just share my screen real quick. All right, share. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I see your screen.
Cool. So here you can see. So first, I'll actually go back to the 15th. So on the 15th, and actually I'll go back even further. So on 4th of July weekend, I spent about 2 days sourcing probably 20 new items for my store. And I still have less than 40 listings in my store that are active. Um, But what I did is I just wanted to optimize my store. I wanted to get rid of items that, even if they were making money, if they were giving me a lot of issues with returns, customer service, I just wanted to get rid of all that stuff so I could run my store more efficiently. I was actually just telling Mark, like, with the numbers I've done over 220, 230,000 in the last 30 days, and as of today, for example, I have 3 messages that I gotta take care of for customer service. It's like very little customer service. So I spent time optimizing my store. I added brand new listings, and in the last 2 weeks, I'll show you that as well. I've been averaging about $10,000 a day. So if we refresh this, I'm about I'm about $1,200 away from my 15 days being a 10 or my last 15 days averaging $10,000 a day. And
What
if you
the
look at
fuck?
my last 7 days, I'm averaging um, 86,959 divided by 7. I'm averaging 12,422 a day. And I slowed things down like crazy because yesterday, well, first I'll show you this. So on July 15th, it was Prime Day. I had my best day ever. I did $18,000 in sales. And then on, uh, why is it doing that? Oh, my bad. And then on the 16th, which was yesterday, I again had my best day ever. So if you take a look, you can see that yesterday I did 21,109 in sales with again, at 10% profit, it's well over $2,000 in profit in a single day. And again, I was telling Mark as well, like right now, all I do now is customer service. I don't upload tracking. My VA does everything for me. She does all my order processing, all handles all of my price matching, and she uploads all my tracking numbers. She does all that for me. And then all I do now is handle customer service, which literally some days, like today, I haven't even taken care of it yet. But to take care of these 3 messages might take me 15 minutes, and then I'll be done for the day. So another thing that I'm really, really excited about is that yesterday, I also hit the $1 million milestone. So
So we
again,
had
if you
planned,
take
so let me just say one thing. We had planned to talk about that tomorrow, and we would, right? But because like we had kind of estimated it would have taken longer to get to 1 million, no?
Yeah, I thought that we were going to hit the million today, and then we would have talked about it tomorrow. That was the plan, but
Yeah.
we hit it a day early because of that $21,000 day, and then the day before that, $18,000. So if you just look at that, that's $39,000 in 2 days. But either way, it's now $1 million in sales since I put my very first listing up on October 25th. And just to prove to some of you guys who may doubt that, like I'll just go back to like July 1st. You can see here there's no activity. I didn't put up anything until October. October 30th is when I got my very first sale, and the rest is history. So you can see from October 30th till today. So, and then another thing is, for those of you who've been following, you'll know this, but if you guys just stumbled on this video, it's one of the first ones you've seen. The reason this is flatlined right here is because I put my store on vacation mode on like the 9th of May or something like that, or the 6th of May. So you can see right there, the 6th of May was my last sale. And then on May 7th, I put it on vacation mode, and there was no sales until the 9th. So my store was on vacation mode for a month. And in 8 days, and basically 1 week from today, it will be 9 months since I put up my first listing, and a month out of that 9 months I was on vacation. So in 8 months, less than 8 months, my store generated $1 million in sales from scratch. And another thing as well, again, like I've said, it's not just me that's getting these results. Now we have a ton of students getting results where their numbers are insane. Like we have so many students now doing $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 per day. So it's not just like it's me getting these results. There's a ton of people doing it.
Dude, I had a $12,000 day.
What's that?
I had a $12,000 day.
Yeah, you just had a $12,000 day. Yeah, well, that was when I did oh, what's up, Jason? That's Jason O'Neill, the owner of Ecom. If that's
Oh
really
shit!
Jason. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So either no, I've just been having her do
If this is Jason, I need an affiliate link.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
I
we're
also
gonna.
needed. Yeah, I tried to set that up, but I was having issues with that too. But either way. So yeah, so that's what's been happening in my store. And let me just again, if we go back, like in the last 30 days, it's 223,000. Again, last 15 days, 148,000. Last 7 days, 86,000. And then today it's at 3,100. And I've increased my handling time a lot just to slow things down a little bit so I can get all these orders processed. And it gets a little overwhelming when you do 39 grand in 2 days. So
I need to get you guys on the real tip. You all are missing out.
you guys on the real tip, y'all are missing out on the cool stuff. Yeah, let's link up, Jason.
Yeah, Jason, just let us know when we could connect. And guys, the 18 of you guys on the live, smash that like button. Jason, how could we get on to you? I'll give you my email. Send me an email to mark@dsg.com.
Said my bad. I don't network much. Yeah, I couldn't get the link to work, but I've still been plugging your software like crazy. So
Yeah, and we use it on the done for you accounts. We just started to use it on the done for you accounts.
oh, we're not. There's no more SKU grid then. It's just
Yeah, well, the old ones are on SKU Grid, and we're moving it over to Ecom Solutions. The new ones
got
are
it.
all. So I'll show you some of the. So this is one of this is. Let me see. Can you see that?
Leave it there. It's focusing. Yeah, 869 and
Yeah,
16,000 in the last 7 days.
yeah. So this is one of the done for you accounts. Let me see. I have them on phones, and these phones are dying. Why is this thing not loading? Oh shit!
Dominic, I'll send you a message on Voxer after this live.
This is me with the 12,000, and I'm
But
at two.
it didn't focus yet.
You see it?
Yeah, 12,253
That's 2,000 today, but
or
they're at
2253. Oh, my bad.
today, and then that thing on the yeah, you see that? It
Mm-hmm.
went off. But yeah, so
Yeah.
it's all this shit is stupid.
Yeah, so as you guys can see though, again, like it's not just my store getting results, the done for you accounts are performing well, the inner circle students are getting insane results. And if you guys want to learn these methods, you can go to amznarmy.com or click the link in the description. And we have a 6-week live training program where I walk you through step by step exactly how I've built my store from zero to over $1 million in sales in 8 months, literally in 8 months from scratch. And I have experience with private label. So although I've been doing Amazon 4 years, I never ever did drop shipping until October. That's when I actually started drop shipping is October 25th. And in 8 months, again, did $1 million in sales. And we'll just call it about 10% margins. Mark knows my margins are a lot better than that, but 10% is very achievable for people to get. And I only source from Home Depot as well. I don't source from any other supplier. I only source from Home Depot at this point.
Yeah, so Uptown Big Pop Paper Pink. There's a link in the description to amznarmy.com. You could apply, and we'll get back to you. One of us will reach out to you, and you could to see if you're a good fit for the inner circle. So Matthew, we were talking about like this Amazon Prime Day, giving some insight. So remember, we like before this happened, we were talking about what fourth quarter would look like, right? And
Right.
like part of the reason that I was like, I did this live earlier this week talking about I'm going to jump off of YouTube for a while, and I'm going to do a lot less YouTube to focus on getting it done for your accounts, both eBay and Amazon set up for fourth quarter, right? And a lot of people are not even thinking about fourth quarter because we're in the 7th month, which is kind of stupid. But what do you after seeing this Amazon Prime Day, Black Friday should be insane, Cyber Monday should be insane. Like I'm almost afraid.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know. It's not possible
Yeah,
to say what's going to happen, but
because
like
last year you
I
started
launched
right before Christmas, right?
exactly. I launched October 25th, so I launched right in the fourth quarter. And I took advantage of obviously those turkey fryers blew up for me, as many of you guys know. Like that one item, I sold 60,000 plus from November through the holidays till the end of the year, and then a ton of Christmas items as well. So I was selling a lot of everyday items, but mostly Christmas stuff and holiday items. And I did 207,000 and I'll just pull it up, like just so you guys, again, for those of you who may not have seen this before, like if this is one of your first lives, then I'll pull this up, and I like to show this anyway. So we'll go to December 31st, and from October 25th, and apply. Okay, so let me just share my screen again. What's up, baby?
He just woke
Hey,
up.
Zion. I wonder if he remembers me. All right, here, let me show you this real quick. So if we take a look, you can see here. So from October 25th to December 31st, so like out the gate, I started doing 100 grand a month in my store, and right now it's like if you look at just the last 15 days, I'm on pace to do about 300 grand. And again, like I could easily control the pace of my sales just with my handling time. Like again, I don't mess with my prices much. I don't raise the prices. I just adjust handling time, and that's kind of how I slow sales down. And you can just see, like, if you have your handling time at 3 days and then you switch it to 4 to 5 to 6, you'll see how each day makes a significant difference.
Oh, you know what my handling time is now?
Probably 6 days, I'm guessing. What is it?
7 days, dude.
And you still are at 2 grand today? Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, that's insane. So right here, and again, I have less than 40 listings. And again, part of what I do and the strategy that I like to use is I like to use gift cards. So because of that, I'm able to get a lot of great margin, which is how I'm able to consistently get minimum 10% doing these type of numbers. But again, at 300 grand, and none of this is seasonal stuff. So I could pretty much, I would be very confident that during the holidays I'll be doing 400 or 500 a month, like minimum. I think that that's pretty conservative, but I think that's very realistic.
Did you realize
So
that the average cost per unit that you have now compared to what you had back when you started is double? The average cost per unit you had, no, I noticed that when you were looking at the numbers. So the average cost per unit that you had was about 103 or something when you were on that page for like October and December, and now it's like 211 or something crazy.
Oh, 113, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that I always recommend, and I also recommend that to people in the inner circle. It's like I like to sell more expensive items just because to me it just makes a lot more sense. You can build the business a lot more efficiently. You process less orders. You make more money per sale. And even if you find an item that's really good and you might have to go down to even 5 or 6 or 7%, but on a higher ticket item that sells a couple hundred times a month, it might be worth it to go down to those margins if that one item can make you a couple thousand profit. So, but yeah, definitely it has increased. Because again, in the beginning, during this time, it was a lot of holiday stuff, and it was also.
Hold on, Nelson, could you take Zion to Jesse, please? I will do it. Yeah.
I'll stop sharing my screen. There we go. But yeah, either way, like during the time when I started, just if you look, what is that? It's about 30%, let's just say. A little bit less, maybe about 30% of my sales was just from the turkey fryer, right? So my selling point wasn't that high. But either way, high ticket is something I would recommend to all you guys. You should all look at and it's not even really high ticket, even $200, $300 items. I mean, I don't know what you consider high ticket, but I just don't like selling $30, $40.
Yeah, so what I noticed, so I usually compare this to like eBay, right? Because I've been doing eBay a longer time. So a lot of times we do lower price items, like 20, not me, I hate fucking cheap items. I do over 50. But a lot of times we do lower ticket items, one to get volume, right? So you have items that sell every day on eBay. And two, because of the feedback, like people really take into consideration the feedback more on eBay than on Amazon. But on Amazon, because the strategy is like it's more precise, you can estimate the sales. You don't have to go to cheaper items just to sell items every single day. That's one. And two, because people trust Amazon, they will buy higher ticket items from a brand new seller as well. So like there's no real reason, because like on eBay it's super competitive. So you can find your space with cheap items to sell a lot, but on Amazon there's no real reason to sell cheap items unless you want to give yourself like more work.
No, 100%.
Yeah, Dominic just said, oh, King Noob asked if he get a discount on the videos, and Dominic said he has to join it. Yeah, like let me like
Yeah.
I don't want to. I've been in dropshipping a long time. We've both been in internet marketing for a long time, right? And like, I don't think we said this. We were talking before we came live, but I have never fucking seen something this ridiculous. Like now, like the opportunity is insane, and I get that some of you guys like you think the inner circle is expensive or whatever, but the type of money the type of results that we're getting, the percentage of the success and the amount of sales is just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no Dominic paid and he was like, remember you were saying earlier to raise the price, but like it is like this is insane. Like the reason why I could be like fuck YouTube is because I could just sit and manage my Amazon account and a couple of others and make $100,000 a month, right? Matthew, like just with we are managing multiple accounts, but just with your account, Matthew, you're making what, at least 20,000 now, at least
minimum.
30, like minimum.
We'll just say 10%. So at 10%, my profits are about 22,000 in the last 30 days. But yeah.
That is so.
And
Yeah.
okay, so that's what I wanted to say. So Tony, he just got payability and he's doing like insane numbers. On the Prime Day, he hit 10 grand in sales. And let me just see if I could find one of the screenshots he's just posted.
Yeah, Dominic, he might have meant that he's in debt.
Oh, when he said he has large credit?
Yeah. No, Jason, that's 10%, not including cashback. But it's more than 10%.
Look at this. This is Tony's store right here.
That's crazy.
So like he did 2 grand, 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, like 4,900, 2,000, 3,000, 3,500. His best day was this day, and he finished over 10 grand on Prime Day. But you can see for the month, 53,680 in the first 15 days.
Yeah.
So like, again, he's just one of the inner circle students. So it's like you guys can really build this business pretty quickly. Tony didn't have a lot of money. That's my point in bringing him up. So when you guys, if you can't afford it, you have to understand that you don't need to build this business quickly in the beginning. In the first 90 days, you can build this business very slowly. Even if you're making $300 a month, $500 a month, you're making money while you're learning the business. Once you then get payability, you still can't just sell unlimited amounts. Because like for Tony, for example, when they approved him, they started him at 60-40. I think they just increased him to 80-20 or 90-10. Right. I know that they're eventually going to go up to 90-10. But
they usually go 60-40, and 30 days in, they go 80. And then I think 30 or 60 days after that, they go to 90-10.
There you go. So you know it better than I do then. So
only because Tari went through that. Tari went through the 60-40 and now he's at 80-20.
Yeah, exactly. So either way, because he's now got payability, and what he's done is he pulled more money because he works at UPS, so he has like money in stocks with them. And initially, he didn't want to pay the penalties that they were trying to charge him, but now that he's seeing how much money he can make, and now he has payability. He pulled more money out, and then he got, you know what he did? So he got one of his coworkers at work. They loaned him 10 grand, and he has to pay him back 11 grand in 6 months. I was like, that's so good. So now he has like more cash because, again, people think if you have payability, you can just, it doesn't mean you just have unlimited budget. You still have to have some of your own money,
Right,
until
exactly.
they pay you out more daily. So once you get to 90-10, though, I guess you wouldn't really need your own cash, would you, at that point?
Well, you'll need a little. You'll need a
Maybe
little
a
bit
little bit.
because you still have to like. They release the money after you upload the tracking numbers.
Got it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
So it's not just
no, it's
based
not just
on.
instant. Yeah, you have to actually
I
fulfill,
didn't know that.
upload the
I
tracking,
got
and
you.
then so it's just a little better than Amazon. You know, Amazon does the daily withdrawals. It just gives you a couple days better.
Ilian said his profit is very, very higher than. I don't know how you would know my profits, Ilian. Jason, let me go back up though and see what you were saying, because you said, all right, most consumers. I thought 10% not including cash back. Again, Jason, and I actually messaged you to see if you were in, but I use gift cards, dude. So I get, even without cash back, and I use Be Frugal, but even without that, I get 10%. So, and the main reason I like to say, and I say that very openly, like the reason I say 10% in the first place is because that's like what I know is achievable for people if they're not getting the type of discounts that I get. So like I don't deny. And the thing is, Dominic, and hit Focus 06, that's Dominic. Dominic, you were getting, what were your margins when you were just using Card Bazaar and Card Cookie? You were still, and your 2% cashback credit card, you were still getting like 12, 14. Like, what were your margins? If you don't mind going in the comments, if you're still there. But I know it was, his margins were, I was like super impressed just because of the fact that, again, it's like I get very good discounts. So
I think what happened with Dominic, Jason, if you're still here, would you? Dominic said 12%. Would you consider getting an hour, like doing an interview on the YouTube channel, Jason? If you're still here, and
12% profit, he said. So there you go.
yeah, and this dude King Noob said he has a lot. He has big credit lines. So dude, I'm never gonna respond to it.
Exactly. Yeah. If you have credit, you can use your credit to invest in the inner circle, and you can pay off your credit with the profits you make. You know, it's really that simple.
Jason said, all right, sweet Jason, I'll respond to your email and we'll have you on the channel. That'll be epic.
Nice.
And I'm actually, so I don't know if Matthew, I think I told you about, so I'm writing a book about dropshipping.
Yeah, you're going to have a bunch of case studies.
Yeah.
I was going to say, did you get that idea from Joel?
No. So, no.
Joel Bauer does that. You know, like he teaches you about that, like doing your case studies and all that.
So this is where it came from, right? So one of my friends, she's a publicist. She's like a publicist. Like she got, one of her clients was on Gary Vee. She used to work at BET. She used to write for Huffington Post and blah, 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 right? And she knew me from like, we went to college together. So she knew me when I first moved to US, when I had no fucking money. I started a little moving company, and we were pitching like strong Caribbean men to move furniture, right? Right? So like she knows like my hustle from I was like 18. So like when she was looking at my YouTube channel, she was like, "Oh, you're doing a lot of cool shit now." She's like, "I'll be could I be a publicist?" And she's giving me the fees and blah blah. And then when I showed her the Amazon stuff, she's like, "Okay, you manage my Amazon, and I'll be a publicist." So the first thing that she said was like, "Well, you have to write a book, because that's how like you get like placed in interviews and stuff." So we came up with a name like the $1 million side hustle no one is talking about. So that's what dropshipping is. So I'm just like interviewing. The idea is I write the first 4 chapters about my process, and then I interview people like you and like Jason O'Neill. Paul is going to be in the book. Paul Lipsky, Ecom Tom. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So like each
Yeah, no, nice, man.
chapter would be someone else. So it'll be four first chapters and then 12 chapters of 12 different dropshippers.
No, I love it. Yeah, it's good.
So Jason, if you could be in the book as well, that would be epic.
If
And
I have a, can I get? My bad. Were you gonna say something, Mark?
no. Yeah, go ahead. How long would it take to
Can I
make?
get the same result from explaining? Yeah, you can get. Listen, in the videos for $9.97, you get the same knowledge and information that you get in the inner circle. The difference between the inner circle and the video coaching is the accessibility. So with the inner circle, you have access to the live calls that we do every single week in a group setting, and you can ask questions on those live calls. And I personally host those live calls. You can um, get support Monday through Friday on Voxer. So you can ask questions on Voxer if you get stuck. It's more interactive. You have access to the live event. You have access to the Facebook group and all that stuff. So the videos, though, are the recordings from the live inner circle trainings. It's not like they're separate videos made only for the people who invest in the videos. So when you invest in the videos, you're getting the exact same content that's delivered in the live training in the inner circle. So yes, you can get the same results, King Noob, if you wanted to just use the videos. For sure, you could.
But just yes, you can. But one example. So Dominic is always on the lives. He was in eBay Inner Circle, and he is in the Amazon Inner Circle, right? The
Right.
success that Dominic has is directly connected to the access that he had to you for Voxer.
Yeah. So
Because
Dominic.
I remember I was on the phone with you when you received Dominic's Voxer. We were on a call, a private call, and you received Dominic's Voxer, and Dominic and I interacted a lot. So like he was like one of the first eBay Inner Circle, and he was the first Amazon Inner Circle
It
student.
was yeah. Dominic was the first person to invest in in the Amazon army. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and
Yeah. So
I
Dominic. No, go ahead. My bad. My
no,
bad.
no, it's just that like, and again, I talk about these things because this is not something that I believed in before, right? Like, it's not like I've bought courses before. I've never joined anyone's live coaching. And then I did live coaching, and then we met Matthew, and then we started this Amazon thing. So when I see it's like very I've learned a lot, and I observe everything that's going on, and I see exactly where the value is, and I can speak to that because I am excited about it because I've learned a lot through this whole process, right? So like this Voxer thing, the ability to like a lot of times you're not successful because you in drop shipping because you might get to a hurdle and like fuck this shit isn't working. Let me just stop, right? And then when you have access to someone who knows what they're doing, the moment that you have that problem and you get that problem solved within 24 hours, you're not as frustrated and like you solve the problem and you move on to the next one and you move on to the next one. So this idea of like instant access or access to Matthew, who sold $1 million in the past 8 months, is invaluable. Like you can't. I only sold $12,000 in a day because I've learned from you, Matthew. Like I've only like the level that we're at and the attractions because we're interacting with people who know exactly what the fuck are doing, and like other people who are selling $1 million a year are not gonna fucking talk to you. They're just not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They could pretend to
Yeah.
sell $1 million, but like So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So Dominic, and I said this on one of the previous lives, and I'll just repeat what I said. So what I said was I was like, when I was talking about the power of having access and getting the on-demand coaching, is that when Dominic reached out, he had sent me 7 listings. I still remember it was 7 listings.
Mm.
And he's like, I followed the exact process you showed. I listed these 7 listings and I haven't had any sales. So then I said, send them to me. He sent them to me. I then reviewed them and I told him one by one why each one was not selling. And then I told him if any of them sold, I guarantee you it was this one. And I think that was you, Dominic, on because this happened. There was a couple people who told me the same thing, but Dominic was the first. And he was like, I just sold that one today or something like that. So the point is, though, is that after that he then went and hasn't really ever asked me for help when it comes to sourcing ever again. He's been on his own ever since. Like, he hasn't asked for any help. And then
He said
once that
review
happened,
equals shitting on them all.
no, I didn't. I just said why they weren't selling. You know,
No,
because it's
but
it's
at the end
obvious.
of the day, the results we have the results, right?
Yeah, it's drop shipping. Like, this isn't rock. This isn't a difficult business. It's pretty
Yeah.
simple. So when I looked, I knew immediately what wasn't selling, and if anything sold, I knew what would sell. Bottom line is, though, is that some people, and again, I don't know if if Dominic had not had that access, and all he had done was gone through the videos. When he put those 7 listings up and got stuck, he may have quit at that point. And that's what I said on a previous live. He might not have quit. He might have continued and figured it out and overcame those obstacles. But a lot of people, just like what Mark said, they'll quit at that point. Like, I put up 7 listings. I did exactly what Matt said, and I'm not getting results. And the reality is he didn't do exactly what I said because they weren't. That's why they weren't selling. Nothing was selling, and that's it. So now he gets amazing results. And what do you do per day now? And I know you've been putting it, you've had to turn it on and off due to different things, but what are you averaging per day right now in sales, Dominic?
Dominic said if he didn't get any sales, he might have been single again.
Oh, and single again. Dominic, what are you doing per day?
Around
5K per
5K.
day? Wow. Yeah, we got to do another interview, dude.
Yeah, that is
You know
some
what I'm
bullshit.
saying? 5K per day.
So
So that's
Matthew,
another reason why, like, I get so excited about this, because
the
from the other
results.
trading I used to do with the private label, we didn't get these kind of crazy results. We've only been doing this inner circle for what, 3-4 months now, and we
Yeah.
have people doing so we now have 2 people doing 6 figures per month inside of 3-4 months.
Jason
Jason said,
asked,
what
yeah.
would you say is the biggest difference between you guys having as much success as you do versus the hundreds of thousands of people who have watched your videos and struggle to win? So it's like just kind of like what I just said now, I think is a perfect example, even if it's not that exact scenario. And you teach, Jason, so like, you know how it is. But bottom line is people hit a roadblock and then they just quit. They give up. They don't keep pushing forward and continuing. It's like Tony, who got payability and is now killing it. His first 10, 12 orders, he had like 4 or 5 that went to Alaska and Puerto Rico because he didn't set his shipping settings up. Then he had some orders. He literally dealt with every single issue you could deal with on his first 10, 12 orders. And I just told him, you're just having bad luck, but at least you're learning how to overcome these because you're going to deal with it, but it's just unfortunate it's happening all at the same time. But a lot of people in that case, they would have quit. If I go back to my private label coaching, this is more extreme though, because that requires a lot of money invested. I could see why people quit because it can get scary. But like my top student from that inner circle, their brand is Hydrocell. They do 100, 200 grand a month now on Amazon with that one brand. But if you go watch the interview, when I first interviewed them a year and a half ago that at that time they had done their first $40,000-$50,000 month. But up until that point, the previous 8 months, they weren't making any money, constantly were investing. But they didn't quit. They kept going forward, and now they have $1 million business. Again, that's a more extreme example, but it's like with Dominic, he put 7 listings up. he thought he did exactly what I said to do, but he didn't. That's why he wasn't getting results. I then reviewed it, told him what he did wrong, and he moved forward. So people just quit and don't give themselves enough chance to succeed. I think like that's like the
And
main reason.
and Matthew, I also think so. Like, just to answer your question again, Jason, there's a number of things, right? So other than this inner circle thing that we have, and like I've observed, so guys, there are 27 of you watch this video and only 8 likes. Smash the like button, please. The live events really helps, and it not just helps. So we have live events that the guys in the inner circle get invited to, like Grand Camp is on the 7th of September in Costa Rica, and then Dropship House is going to be on the 15th of September back in Nicaragua, right? And what I've noticed, like I had a call with Jason Allen today. Jason Allen is someone from my first eBay inner circle, okay? And like Tori was in Nicaragua, Roma was in Nicaragua, Eric was in Nicaragua. So there are a lot of people that met in person, a lot of people that didn't. But because of all the interactions, like all the guys seem to like continue communicating and helping each other. Like when I had to call Jay Allen today, I haven't spoken to Jay Allen in like 4 months. But because we've built a real community around this, like the two inner circles, around the drop shipping and that type of stuff, I'm noticing from afar how much help that all these people are giving to each other. You know what I mean? And like I could not have foreseen that. I just like all of this, just like we started the different things just based on opportunity, based on certain things changing, right? So yeah, I think it's a combination of the access and the community that we have built and continue to build around and now I'm focusing a lot more on like both Done Fuse, but more the Amazon. And I think it's just that continuous, like we're building, and like a lot of us spend a lot of time together figuring stuff out. Matthew and I talked about some other stuff earlier that he's like, he couldn't believe he didn't see this before. And it's just a continuous growth of learning and like better perfecting what we do. You know what I mean? So I don't think, and we do this full time. Like that's all. I don't do anything else. You know what I mean? Like my wife.
Like and I said it before too. Yeah, and Brian, real quick, just to answer your question didn't get answered because it was probably in the middle. But either way, there's a link in the description. You can go to amznarmy.com and you can go through that process, fill out an application, and you can get in the inner circle. But when I started my store in October, like I didn't launch it and say, I'm going to see how this goes. I didn't launch it and say, like, I hope that by this time, like I said that I'm going to build this business to $1,000 profit per day. And again, at 10%, I'm at $700-800 profit a day right now. Just like a secret between us, I'm at $1,000 a day. But just as call let's just call it, but still $700 a day. But I made a decision. I'm going to make it work, and that I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to $1,000 a day. I wasn't going to try it, see how it goes. Like this was something I knew I was going to go all in, and I was going to build it into a big business. I wasn't going to start drop shipping to make a couple grand a month. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But if I was going to start doing it, I needed to do something that I could make 20, 30 grand a month. And I saw a real opportunity to do that with Amazon, because I even had told Mark, like coming from private label, knowing how to do research to source products the way that I source for private label, I was like, you already know what sells. So as long as you can get margins, it's pretty easy to me, it just seemed too easy in my head. And then when I started trying it, it was like as easy as I thought. So
I remember we had that conversation last November, like early November. And I remember your face was like, is it this easy? Like, but that's because you came, the big difference is you came from private label, right? So like the money you have to invest in private label, the amount of research, you have to be sure that it sells. It's just much more than drop shipping. And a lot of people, and I'm guilty of this, when you get into drop shipping in the beginning, a lot of us, and I'm saying us because I was guilty of this years ago, you don't take it that seriously because a lot of people, not everyone, but I'm just saying me as well. I didn't take it that seriously because it didn't require a huge investment when I was doing eBay. And it's just like, like what? So like I think also your work ethic and the type of research and the type of sacrifice that you're used to for private label applied to this is what makes the like higher. That's what I forgot to say when Jason asked. I think that is a huge like factor.
Yeah,
Right?
again, I think a lot of people try these businesses and like they go into it with the mindset that I'm gonna try it out, and they wait for a reason to stop trying it out.
Right.
And it's like you're
One second.
guaranteed gonna have roadblocks, but people use those as reasons to stop. So Brian said, okay, thanks. Ilian said, I knew it. Yeah, but do you guys have any questions? Is there any questions that you want to ask that you'd like me to answer? All right, so I'm just going to explain real quick one more time. I'll give you a little recap of how the inner circle works. And if you guys would like to apply for the inner circle, you could definitely do that. And what we do in the inner circle is we teach people. Let me just see real fast. Yeah, so we teach people how to get these results. So in the last 30 days, 224,000, last 15 days, 148,000, last 7 days, 87,000, today, 3,200. Yesterday alone, 21,000, on the 15th, 18,000. You can, and then, well, that was actually over here. I'll just go back to July 1st, even though I haven't been selling since then. And you can see over $1 million in sales, 1,014 in sales. So over 100,000 profit in the first 8 months, drop shipping with a brand new store from scratch. And I personally had no experience drop shipping up until I put my first listing up on October 25th. My only experience with e-commerce was private label, and then I have nearly 10 years experience with internet marketing. But drop shipping, this was brand new. So if you guys want to learn how I got these results, if you want to learn what it is, and again, here's the kicker. I have less than 40 active listings. I put up a total of I probably put up a total. I think, you know, when you go to voice of the customer, do you ever do that, Mark, where you go to voice of the customer and your performance and it shows you like what are performing excellent, good,
Yeah.
fair, poor, whatever? Well, that shows you, I think it shows you even the listings that have been removed. But if you add up, when I add up every listing, because I don't have as many as it adds up to, but it's close to 80 now, something like that. So I've put up a total of 80 listings since I've launched this store. I haven't
Wow.
even listed 100 items. Literally, I haven't even listed 100 items. I've never had more than, I want to say, during the holidays, I might have had like 40, 45 active listings. Right now, I have less than 40 active. So if you know drop shipping as a business where you have like 50 listings a day, Dominic, how many listings do you have? Can you share that, please? How many listings do you have approximately? Like, give a range, obviously, if you don't want to give it away, but you're doing $5,000 a day with how many listings? You know, Tony is doing like $3,000 a day with like 16 or 17 listings. Do you know what Roman's doing? Have you spoke to Roman recently?
Yeah. Roman had like less than 30 listings. But he put his store on vacation when he went to Japan. He
Oh, I
spent two
didn't
weeks
even
in
know you went to
Japan.
Japan.
Yeah, he went to Japan for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but Roman, 20 years old, 21 years old. I know before he put his store on vacation mode, he was doing 100, 120 grand a month. Really enjoying watching you guys crush. Keep it up. Talk soon. Thanks, Jason. Take care, man. What about Amazon asking for invoices? Eduardo, we haven't had that issue. Well, I haven't had that issue personally where I've been asked for invoices, so I haven't crossed that bridge. But yeah, it hasn't.
I've had that issue once with one that we done for you a few months ago. We did the same process that we do on eBay. The only challenge is Amazon takes forever to respond going through that process. But I'm not gonna say on here now what the process is. But
Dude,
yeah.
look at this. Casey, he just put here, Matt, I've done about 80K in sales in 3.5 months. Try to get payability, had something on my credit report that I had to clean up. I have 3 products. So he has 3 items and he's done 80 grand.
Jesus, that
So
is so.
again, like this isn't, you know, when I say you don't need a lot of listings, look, the strategy I teach, you're not going to find thousands of listings in the first place, but you don't need to list hundreds or thousands of items to build a pretty substantial business on Amazon. And the less items you have, the easier it is to manage the business, the more it's just a lot better. Yet you have less risk of encountering different claims on items, running into IP complaints, things like that. Because again, you only have a handful of listings versus 5,000 listings. So yeah, man. Let's see. But congrats, Casey. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Three products that sell yesterday did over 4K in sales. 4 grand. I'm trying to slow sales down. Who tries to slow sales down with 3 listings? I mean, that's so funny. Really crazy, guys. Congrats. And Casey, one thing I want to say about Casey. So Casey has been following me like from the beginning of my internet marketing career. He literally bought or invested in my very first course back in 2013, where I would teach people how to rank videos on Google when we were back like in the network marketing days. He invested in that training. He invested in my private label training. And then he invested in this training. Before Mark and I did the inner circle, I did like a small little, I just did like one email literally to a bunch of my inner circle members, and I had a handful of people join. Casey was one of those people.
He said he's still ranking videos.
Still ranking videos. Yeah, you see, so this stuff all works. You guys just got to take action. But no, I'm happy for Casey said, Dominic just said earlier, he's like, if I didn't get sales, I'd probably be single. And Casey he didn't say the same thing, but he was like, my wife's looking at me like, you're about to invest in another training. But and I told Casey, I'm like, this is one thing though, man, that if you can't do this, I mean, I don't know. Like it's a simple business. Look, there are a lot of roadblocks you can encounter. There are things that there are downsides as well. There are things that can happen where you could potentially lose accounts, but every business has pros and cons. And this to me is one of the best businesses I've ever been a part of. And again, just the results that I've been seeing, not just for myself, but for the students, has been amazing. So if you guys want to be a part of the inner circle, if you want me to personally coach you, and again, you're learning from a 7 figures. I could now say that, I've done 7 figures before this already, but now on this account, 7 figures with a brand new store. You're learning from someone that's actively doing a couple 100,000 a month. You're not learning from someone that did this years ago and is teaching outdated methods. You're learning hands-on from someone actually doing it, and we're all getting results. So if you want to be a part of this, go to amznarmy.com, click the link in the description, fill out an application, we'll jump on a call, and I look forward to coaching you guys the same way we coach Casey, Dominic, Roman, Twan, her Paul. Like we have so many. Kate, what's his name? Tony. Cameron was his name. What's his name? The guy you told me about earlier? Something or Corbin. Corbin.
Corbin, yeah.
His interviews on the channel. Yeah, we have Terrence. So many of these guys are getting amazing results, and we've probably coached in the last 4 months like 50, 60 people, and we easily have at least 20.
Matthew. It's still on
Say it
your.
again.
You're still sharing the screen.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. I'm sharing. No, it shouldn't be sharing.
No, I'm
You
looking
sharing
at
the screen still?
I'm looking at it on YouTube. I'm seeing myself.
Huh. Yeah, it shows me on my camera.
Yeah,
Still?
I think so.
Dominic said, let me
Yeah, but
correct myself.
it's good now. It's good now. Yeah. No, yeah. It was delayed. It was lag. That's why.
Casey said, I've literally found over 100 products that I have saved that I can sell. I cannot because I'm waiting for payability. This business is unreal. My brother and friends want in. It really, really works, and it's easy. Be careful. It's easy for you and for
Yeah.
me. And no, but yeah, it is easy, guys. It's a simple business. Casey, are you still using Overtons?
That's who
Just
you
curious.
using?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, they're a massive supplier, so it's like, but I'm just curious if you're still using them.
Yeah.
But anyway, though, so
Yeah, he said
yeah, yeah, still using Overtons. Yeah, see, man. So, so the reason, and part of why I'm at an academy, wow. The reason I'm asking is because that means that Casey's doing it without worrying about gift card. Like he's not even. A lot of people think that you can only do this with gift cards, or you can only do it if you're tax exempt. Those just make it a lot. Those things make it easier, and it gives you advantages. But it's not the only way to do things. Dominic said, "I'm still angry at Overtons. I'm still angry at Lowe's."
So I just realized this went over 4 o'clock. I have a call. I have a call like soon.
No worries, no worries. Yeah,
So, so guys, if you want to join the Amazon Inner Circle, you just got the entire. Yeah, if you want to join the Amazon Inner Circle, there's a link in the description. amznarmy.com. One of us will reach out to you, and Matthew and I go live again tomorrow at the same time to talk about, like we just talked about. We'll talk about this whole process again, hitting $1 million, and that's kind of that $1 million mark over 10 product catalogs. We just got the entire.
yeah, Jason, we gotta link up, man.
Yeah, well, I got his email, so when I respond to Matthew, I'll forward you the email. I
For
checked my email,
sure.
and he said he'll do a call with us for the channel, so that'll be.
Jason also has like the wholesale side down too. I know that, but yeah, I would love to link up with you, man, for sure. Well, we should all link up together.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this live. Just wanted to share the excitement with the results that we've been getting. It's been amazing. Again, the students' results have been amazing. It was exciting feeling to hit 1 million in sales, to hit 21,000 in a day. It's just been crazy, and would love for you guys to be a part of this too. So if you want to learn how you can do this step by step, go to amznarmy.com, click the link in the description, and I look forward to connecting with you guys.
And understand, guys, I was about to leave you. I'm still taking kind of a hiatus, but the type of results that we have, I had to come on here and share it. So that's why we're here. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you guys in the inner circle. Peace.